Hello and welcome to another episode of the podcast. My name is Tori or Victoria, the mastermind behind the crazy, and thank you for joining me today. Today is November 6th. It is a lovely Saturday, but before we jump into the episode, I'll just remind you where you can find me on the interwebs. You can find me on Instagram as Tori Schaffner. I would be most active there, although I haven't really been super active anywhere, so there is that. You can find the show notes on the blog, woolymastodon.wordpress.com. That site has not changed. You can find me on Ravelry as lilwestie, lilwestie. I do update all of my project pages there. You can find me on Facebook. I'm not super active there. And of course, you can find me here on YouTube. With that, we'll jump into the episode today. I've got like piles of things around me to show. So we're just gonna see what we can find. We'll start with, I don't have any finished objects today. But I did get a lot of things done, in the sense that I got a lot of work done on stuff. I didn't finish anything. I'm almost close to finishing something. So let's start with the first one. You know, if it's in this bag, it's probably a sweater, and it is. I put some work on my Weekender Light by Andrea Mowry. This is a fingering weight sweater, knit from the bottom up. And I am knitting this on US 3.25 millimeter needles. What fell off of here? I'm just dropping everything. And US 1 is the ribbing. But this is, last time I showed this to you, I was not very far at all. And it's pretty squished up on my needles, so it's kind of hard to see. But since the last podcast, oh my goodness, I'm dropping yarn everywhere. I put this stitch marker in, and I have knit everything from there up at this point. So I've gotten quite a ways on this thing. Let me see. We're basically to the point where it's a lot of just around and around and around knitting. So we did go on vacation, not last weekend, but the weekend before, I believe. Time flies when you're having fun. And so I got a lot of work done on this then, because it's just a stockinette, you know, basic sweater. So this is the Weekender Light. This yarn is Knit Picks. Is it hand paint or is it? It's hand paint in the color Renaissance. It's a pretty crazy color. This could almost pass as a Christmas sweater at this point. The blue doesn't really take away from it. It could be an any time of the year sweater, but it also could be like a Christmas sweater. So I'm not mad at it. I am really enjoying just chugging along on it, working on it. Yeah, not a whole lot to say other than this is a really great project to work on. It's pretty mindless right now, so I'm really enjoying that. I have quite a ways to go, but I've been enjoying that knit. So that was my first work in progress. I did put some work on my socks on vacation, but not a whole lot. That's what fell. That's what I heard fall earlier. Full disclosure. But I did put some work on my socks, but just not enough to show here, so we won't worry about that. But I do have some things to show blanket-wise. So we'll start with this guy. I probably already know what this one is. This is my granny stripe blanket, and I did finish the last cake of yarn. So while we were out of town, I joined the new one, and so I have some progress to show. This is crocheted on a, I feel like I'm not super prepared today. This is crocheted on a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. I'm just using one from Knit Picks. And yeah, let me see. Let me find the top of this thing. This is the bottom, so this has got to be the top. Okay. So I've put in quite a bit of work on this. Where is my stitch marker? There it is. Oh. I was just tangled. I mean, since I last showed it, I've only put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I put 8 rows on it. So it's not bad. I put a little bit more on here. But I finished another cake of yarn. And so, let's see. This is what it's looking right now. We're just gonna, I have no idea if you can fully see this because I'm just gonna kind of cover my face up for a second here as I pan through this blanket. It's getting quite chunky, and this is the next cake of yarn that I am working on. So there's more colors inside here, but this is what it's looking like right now, face value. So I've been putting quite a bit of work on this now that it's cooler, and this thing is, I don't know, a couple feet long. It's kind of nice to lay in, and Midnight likes laying on it, so this has been a really fun project. I'm really enjoying it. Obviously a long-term project because this is fingering weight yarn, crocheted. So a lot of yarn, long-term project, but I've been really enjoying it. So that has gotten some love. Again, I don't know how often I'll show that now again until maybe once I finished another cake. We'll see. Another cake of yarn. But that one is in the works. And then my last work in progress is almost a finished object. Sorry, I think my camera's having trouble focusing on me right now because I'm moving so much. Sorry, camera. But yeah, let's see. This last one is almost a finished object, and this is my granny square blanket. I think maybe the last time I checked in with this, I had finished all of the squares, but I had to join them, join the strips together, and then put a border on it. And everything has been joined together. I'm really not going to be able to show you the whole thing because obviously it's big. It's like about a lap blanket size, I would say, maybe a large lap blanket size. And then I have started on the border. I would say I'm probably going to put a couple more rows on it just because I like a thicker border. But then we'll give it a wash. And all the ends are woven in at this point, other than this, what would be the last end. So once it's done, it's done. So this guy is massive. But I did lay out the pattern on the bed initially, just so I liked the pattern. And yeah, it's a big blanket. I am joining all of the squares with a dark green. This is all crocheted out of like a red heart or red heart-like yarn. I think the white wasn't red heart, but it's that acrylic. And then all the greens were red heart. So yeah, this guy is in the works. I am crocheting this on a H 5mm crochet hook. I don't remember what brand this is, but I got this from like Hobby Lobby or something. So I use that for my blankets. And yeah, this is big, and this is what I have been really working on because I want to get this done. It is so close to being done, so that is super nice. So hopefully, hold this up above my head, next week, well, not next week, but next podcast, I'll actually have a finished blanket to show you. But that is actually all of my active work in progress. I do want to start some things. I just haven't done it yet. And I haven't started Christmas gifts yet, so I really need to get on that. So I don't know how much I'm going to have the show in the upcoming weeks because I won't be able to show those for a while. But anyway, let me check my notes here. Yeah, upcoming cast-ons, Christmas gifts. I'm not even worrying about any of the other fun stuff right now. Christmas gifts will be fun, but I need to focus on that. Now, though, I did mention we went on vacation. I do have some stash enhancements. Ironically, the place we went to didn't have any yarn stores nearby. Which surprised me, but they were all like an hour or two away, and when we actually traveled, we were always traveling in the evening into night, so nothing would have been open when we were traveling to and from our location, which was in downstate Michigan. But we did go to Joann's because I haven't been into a Joann's forever. We do have Joann's here, don't get me wrong. I just normally go into Hobby Lobby because it's right next to Target, so there is that. But I did buy some things at Joann's, and we'll start with the yarn I purchased. I got a bunch of, this is Lion Brand Heartland yarn, so I believe this is 100% acrylic, yeah. It's a worsted weight, and how much is in these? I don't even know. 251 yards, 230 meters. I got 2 in color Black Canyon. My camera just does not know what to do right now. It is freaking out. I am so sorry. But I got 2 in Black Canyon. I got 2 in Yosemite. I just thought this was really pretty. I don't know. Justin helped me pick out the colors, my husband. And then I couldn't leave without one in this beautiful color. Kungari? I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Sounds like these are maybe like parks or US forms. So I got one of those. These are not, there's no plans for these yet. I just bought them. There's no plans. Then I got one skein of Big Twist. It's 85% cotton, 15% polyester. I'm pretty sure this is just a Joann's label. Yeah, it is. 131 yards. I figured it's just a really cute little teal cotton skein of yarn. It wasn't very expensive. I remember it was less than $2. So I got one of these. And yeah, that is all the yarn I got. And we might as well just move into everything else. I have some non-knit loves. I have some more stash enhancements. So we'll just move into it because I've still got stuff in this bag. As well as this bag from Joann's because I just thought it was cute. I don't sew a whole lot, but I really like their large totes. So I've got all kinds of receipts in here still. Woo! So we'll start with, I really wanted to like look at the fabric, but I didn't have any projects in mind and I did not have the budget to buy like fabric to sew a garment for myself, which is a goal at some point. It's just really, really expensive to get the fabrics that are better suited for garment sewing. So if I screwed up, it's a lot of money down the drain. Because I'm not a small person, so I need more yardage to make my clothes. So I may search out some sites online that I have heard of and see if I can get fabric from there, hopefully a little cheaper. So we'll try that. But I did get some fat quarter little bundles from, or fat quarter fabrics from Joann's, just because I can make project bags out of these. It was simple. These can be a little more expensive than just getting a yard off of a bolt, but this was easy, especially since we were traveling. So I got 4 colors. These are all 100% cotton fat quarter fabric. I got this one. I mean, I even considered making masks out of these, but I don't think I'll make masks out of these because I have enough masks. I just wash them and reuse them. I don't need more masks. And I don't do the holiday themed masks. Oh, and I get a lot of masks from work because a lot of our vendors in the building industry give us masks. So I got this one, a nice neutral. I got this one. I thought it was interesting. I like that one. And then I got this one. This one's really cool. It's like a celestial purple pattern. You can kind of see more on the back. It's cool. So I got 4 of those. These essentially, it's 18 by 21 inches. I could easily use this to make a small project bag, one of my little box bags. I could use it as one of the fabrics if I wanted to. So I thought, why not? These are really cute, and I mean, I don't ever purchase project bags. I either use backpacks or tote bags, or I make my own. So I did that. Then I hit up the embroidery floss section because I knew I needed some better colors for that project I'm working on, which I haven't even started yet. Hi, I know, I already dropped that. But it got cold. Essentially, it got cold. We went on vacation and it was cold there, and when we came back, it was finally not cold, but cooler, 50s, 60s, and now it's been in the 40s, 50s, so I've finally been able to knit. But I did pick up some like really pastel-y floss colors. I thought they were pretty. Some of these are for the project I'm currently working on because I didn't have exact color matches in all of the stash that I had. And also, I rarely get to go to a place where they have so much floss, so I just have to remember Joann has a really good selection. And so I got some of those. And then last but not least, Joann's, I would say, is not the best place to go for fine art materials. If you're looking for fine art materials, go to Hobby Lobby. They have a lot. Michael's and Joann's definitely fabric, thus the name. Michael's, I would say, is more crafting, and then Hobby Lobby has a mix of everything, but they have a lot of fine art stuff. But I was able to find fine art materials, of course, because I always look at that stuff when I'm at a store and they have it. And I got a few things. So I got a couple Micron pens. I got a Pigma brush pen and then the Pigma Micron 12. The larger the number, the larger the size nib. So this, I think, is the largest nib you can get in a Micron. I really love Micron pens. They are my absolute favorite drawing pen. So when I found out they had a brush tip and then they had the size 12, I got those. I really, really like Micron pens. And then they also had these Art Alternatives dual tip it's almost like a brush marker, kind of like a brush tip point, and then a small fine tip point. And I got a purple and a black. And these weren't very expensive, so I figured I'd try them, I'd play with them, and just see what I can make. So, yeah, I got a couple of those. So, that is all the stuff that I walked out of. Oh, no, I lied. I definitely lied, because I forgot I got these. But I need to put these with my stuff. I got another pack of little clover needlepoint stoppers, because with all the little sweaters I'm knitting, I need these. And I actually only have 2 sets, and one of them is for larger needles, so I needed these. So I'm glad I forgot about these. I'm gonna set these aside because I need those. That's great. I won't lose my yarn. So I'm gonna load all of this back in. That was my stash enhancements from our vacation. We'll move into non-knit loves. I also got I finally purchased Stardew Valley for the Switch. I mean, I guess if you've played Animal Crossing and not Stardew Valley is kind of pretty similar. It reminds me of the graphics just a little bit better. It's purposely done this way, but the graphics remind me so much of the Ancient of Days Lemmings game that you used to be able to play. Was that on the Amiga? I don't remember. But there's sorry, my phone's going off. But there was like this Lemmings game that I used to play as a kid. And the graphics borderline remind me of that because it's purposely pixelated. But it's kind of like Animal Crossing. You build a farm and you harvest things and you build things and everything. But there's more, you need to do this by this time, and there's more like guided goals that they want you to reach. So I do like that aspect of it. It's really fun. But I forgot I had pre-ordered this book when it was initially announced. The Harry Potter Knitting Magic, More Patterns from Hogwarts and Beyond. So they had announced they were releasing another book. I think this is compiled by Tanis Gray. I believe the patterns are by various designers. But this one also includes patterns from Fantastic Beasts. So there's like a Niffler, there's Picket, both of which I have crocheted, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to knit another one. But there's all kinds of patterns in here. I really like some of the different patterns in here. I also just that they include images from the show, but like even just cool stuff like inspired apparel, not pulled directly from the movies, but this is based off of what's the candy store? Wow, I'm failing right now. Let me find it. My brain is just not here. Alright, let's go. Honeydukes. There we go. Honeydukes sweater. But yeah, there's garments pulled right from the movies, and then there is projects inspired by the movies, and then there's just like little different things. So it's really cool. They even have Hermione's beaded bag in here, which, if you know that from the Harry Potter movies specifically, I really want to make that just because it's so fun. But yeah, they have Hermione's beaded bag. But yeah, I bought this. I'm super excited about it to finally have this in my stash, because then I have books 1 and 2. There's also a crocheted book, a crochet Harry Potter book that I've found online that I've added to my Amazon list. I think I'll order that soon, because that you can even crochet Dobby. I was like, I'm sold. I'm gonna crochet Dobby. So that, I think I have so much stuff sitting out here. I think that's mostly everything I went through. Yeah, I didn't do any stitching, but we'll just move into life lately, because this episode has been long enough as it is. We did go on vacation a couple weekends ago. We went to visit family in downstate Michigan. It was a lot of fun. We stayed at an Airbnb on the water. It was on a little river, and we visited family, and we did some, we went into town, obviously, because it was near some stores. So we live near Madison, so it's not like we don't have access to them anymore. We just don't really go there. We don't go shopping at stores like that very often, so it's still a treat. We just don't do it. So we went shopping and did a little bit of that, and yeah, just had a lot of fun. It was a nice break. It was a lot of fun. It was super relaxed. So that was really needed and nice. Other than that, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, it's definitely been cooler, so I've been baking more. I've been gearing up for the holiday seasons. I also went on a like a random rampage online because I found out that I can install my Adobe Creative Suite on my Windows 10 computer, because I have CS5. I have the discs for CS5 that I had purchased forever ago now. And initially when Windows 10 was released, you weren't able to install it, but there is now a workaround, and it literally just involves setting up a compatibility setting before you install the program, which I did, and now I have my CS5 Adobe programs back, which I've been without for a year, so that was super exciting. Over a year? I think I've been without it for over a year now. Probably a year and a half. So it's really nice to have those back, because I did learn Inkscape and GIMP and everything like that, but I have a lot more experience in Illustrator and Photoshop and InDesign and all of those, so that was exciting. But then when I was doing that, I've toyed with the idea of trying to figure out Procreate. But if you are not familiar, Procreate is an app that is only for Apple products, Apple iOS. So I would have to buy an Apple, what are those? The tablets, an iPad. Wow, words are gone. And they're very expensive just for me to test out this $10 app, because you have to get the iPad and the iPencil, or whatever they call it, and it's a lot of money. It ended up probably costing more than my laptop was. So I was not up for that. So I did some Googling, and I found out that there are a few apps that are somewhat comparable just to play with, and they're free, that you can get for Android. And one of them is called Sketchbook. And I don't have a tablet, but I downloaded it onto my phone, and I was playing with it, and I was super excited about it. But my husband does have a tablet that he really doesn't use that much, so he said, go for it, install it, play with it, I don't care. Like, his other stuff's installed in here. This is the only thing I do on here. But I was just playing around, like, with stylized sketches. Like, I was doing just random, like, Christmassy sketches. I'm not that great at drawing, so this is just kind of fun stuff for me. I was doing like a really stylized plant type thing. But yeah, I've just been playing around. I have it on my phone too, so if I wanted to, I could just play around with it on my phone. Like, I was using it on my breaks at work. But yeah, it's called Sketchbook. I would say I don't do fine art in Photoshop, so I haven't fully explored the ins and outs of the brushes and all the different modes, but this app has a lot of brushes and a lot of different modes. So if you're like not a full-on digital artist, this might be a good way to just test it out. I did order a little pen to use, like a fine tip stylus to use on Android devices. It's not like the super fancy kind that is pressure sensitive, but I did order one of those because I had some money left on a gift card, so that is coming tomorrow, actually, I think. Maybe. But that was a lot of fun, and yeah, that's just kind of, I've just been going down all kinds of random rabbit holes of knitting and crochet, and I'm sorry, this might not be fully, it might be going in and out of focus. I apologize. I can see it cycling through the modes, so it's having a hard time with this lighting, my camera is. But anyway, yeah, I've been just, it's been cooler. And I've been able to leave work on time a lot more often. So I've just been in a better place to like knit and crochet and just do all of the things. So that's been really nice. So yeah, hopefully I will have more to show. Next episode, 2 to 3 weeks out. I'm not sure how it'll fall because we are in November now, and Thanksgiving is what? 2 weeks away? Yeah, we might, this episode might either be 2 weeks out or a month out, depending on how things fall, the next episode. But yeah, I'm rambling, so I'm just gonna wrap this up. So with that, just a reminder where you can find me on the interwebs. You can find me on Instagram as Tori Schaffner. Show notes are always on the blog, woolymastodon.wordpress.com. I am on Facebook, just not as active there. All my projects are updated on Ravelry. I'm lilwestie there, lilwestie. And then, of course, here, you can join me on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. Subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends so we can just grow this little community on the interwebs. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful week or a couple weeks ahead, whatever it turns out to be. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!